Welcome to our series, Moving America Forward. Each week we'll be focusing on America's entrepreneurs as they take us to new roads, new opportunities, new ways to fill the gaps left by today's failing companies. Our series will be looking at that and a lot more. So come with me and watch as the entrepreneurs of our nation move into the future.
And I'm Doug Llewellyn here in our studios in Los Angeles with our guests today who are here from a company called Gensuite Software and Business Solutions, which is headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'd like you to meet them now. On my left is R. Mukund, who is the founder and CEO of the firm, and on his left is Natasha Porter, who's the executive vice president. This is really a very interesting story of a company that deals with environmental, health, and safety issues. And I know you're going to be fascinated by this. Folks, thanks for being with us. I want to point out a little while ago, Mr. Mukund, you had a chance to answer some questions from William Shatner. Let's take a look at a brief portion of that now and see how it went. All right? Watch this.
I know that you're deeply involved in the technology field, but what are some of your advancements and how is it helpful to move America forward?
Mr. Shatner, many industries across our nation have to adhere to strict compliance and regulatory requirements. We have created a cloud-based software solution called Gensuite, which enables these companies to comply with applicable laws and regulations and integrate with their company management systems. That, Mr. Shatner, is how we're helping to move America forward.
You know, it's very interesting what you had to say to Mr. Shatner. Let me ask you to take me back a little bit and talk about how this software came about. What's the story?
Sure, Doug. Thank you for having us here on
the
show.
You're welcome.
Well, the story really started as an environmental engineering graduate myself. I worked in industry, worked in consulting for a number of years, helping companies with their environmental permitting requirements and obligations. As I did that, I conducted audits at facilities, understood what it took to be in compliance with EPA and OSHA regulations, for example, or other similar regulations around the world where U.S. companies operate. And when I joined the General Electric company in 1997, I joined as an environmental manager responsible for compliance across a broad array of operating sites across the world. And the role really was to ensure that all of those sites were complying with the applicable laws and regulations at their particular facility, but using a management system that was consistent across the company. And what we found was a huge variety of homegrown Excel spreadsheets, paper systems, databases, no consistency, very difficult to manage. And so we started working with a small group of people, including Natasha with me here, on taking some of those processes and digitizing them using web-based applications. And that was the genesis of what is Gensuite today. We were very successful very rapidly in a couple of years in those days. In about 2000, we launched it across the entire General Electric company, across all the divisions, but using a very customer-centric model, one where each business was a subscriber of ours. We then expanded that model in 2010, really to provide the solution to any company out there that has similar objectives from an environmental and safety compliance perspective, or in some of the other functional areas we support today, like quality, supplier risk management, and
I was just going to ask you, a short answer is, what does the suite of software do? What's its primary goal?
Its primary goal is to allow individuals who are responsible for those activities that must be done in compliance with a regulation or with a law to manage those activities consistently across their enterprise using a digital tool. And that digital tool helps them. It enables them to share, collaborate with others in their enterprise, and allows them at their local level to know where things stand. It allows a division headquarters to know, again, roll that information up. And at the corporate level, for corporate managers, CEOs, vice presidents, to know, are they in compliance? What is the performance of the company?
So and obviously there was no software of this kind that existed at the outset before you really set out to do this. Why is it so important for companies that deal with these issues, health and environmental issues, to have a tool like this?
Well, in order to meet compliance requirements, you have to have programs and processes that are easy for folks to use and that you can train them on to ensure you're meeting those compliance requirements.
Right.
And the Gensuite software solution is a really great tool that people can use to help ensure that. And as Mukund shared in his history in General Electric, and I also spent time in GE as well in environmental health and safety, that was absolutely critical. We needed to have tools that we could roll out across a number of different locations globally to ensure we were meeting those local requirements and be able to set standards and then measure our performance against those programs and standards.
And this obviously is something that worked with all divisions of GE. I mean, they do so many different things, and this was applicable to all of the various divisions that had applications involved in this, right?
Yeah, that's right. And one of the key pieces to that was ensuring that the tools could be configured to meet and match those business operations. So whether it was in the healthcare business or aviation or other industry sectors in GE, it's critical to make sure that those operations were reflected in the tool.
So tell me how a company would begin using this software. How does that process go? And I know ease of use is, as you mentioned, it's key to the success of it, right?
Absolutely. One of the things that we do is really take time to understand what the company's management system and business processes are, what their operating profile looks like, what their risks are, and how they're managing those, how they want to be in compliance, what is their business process. What we then do is to match that with the configuration options that we have available so that we can intelligently configure Gensuite to match their business processes as much as possible. And then over time, assist them with additional extensions and integration options that let them take those additional steps to helping match the software to the needs. But the best part of it is you can start really quickly. Within 6 to 8 weeks, you can be up and running with Gensuite and then continuing to evolve and build over time.
Natasha, I know you have an example on the iPad sitting here on your desk. Why don't you just show me a brief look of, give us a glimpse of what it might look like and how it functions?
Sure.
As you enter the password.
Yes. So we have created a Gensuite on-the-go application, which is part of the Gensuite Mobility Solutions. And what's great about the tool is you can do a simple scan of a QR code and bring up what we call our tile view, and that brings up a number of the different tools where folks can take quick action. So if I'm an employee out on the shop floor or facility floor and I need to enter in or view concerns, I can go ahead and do that here. And what this will do is bring up a really quick form where you can report the what, the where, the when, and a description about the issue that you want to share with your environmental health and safety or compliance leader. And once that employee hits submit, that'll send a notification to their operations and their EHS leadership so they can run that through to closure.
It looks pretty simple. I mean, it looks like somebody who is not an engineer could easily adapt and use this with a little bit of instruction.
And that's really the key, is to make this user-friendly and intuitive for folks to be able to engage with the application. So I think what we experienced in and throughout our career is for environmental health and safety or for any compliance function, you really want to operationalize the use of the applications and get as many people as you can involved in being part of that program and using the tools. And that's really the whole objective with the design of these tools.
Now, what we just saw the beginning of usage was what Natasha said was Gensuite Ready. I know that's a smaller version of the overall package of software that you've created. And this is primarily intended for who, the Gensuite Ready?
Great question. We're really excited about the Gensuite Ready solution, and it is really designed and focused around small, medium, independent individual facilities perhaps, or even individual facilities that are part of a larger enterprise that want to pilot a management systems information solution, an IT solution. And what it really allows is, we believe really that the solutions that we've developed based on best practice compliance business processes shouldn't be the preserve just exclusively of large companies. In the past, that certainly was the case. In the last year and a half, we have innovated our Ready solution, which allows you to take a pre-configured version of Gensuite and plug it in literally 2 weeks and be up and ready with less than $10,000 a year in service and operating costs. And it allows them really to benefit very quickly from the solution, and then continue to scale up, and they can go to our standard Gensuite Enterprise solution if and when they are ready. Otherwise, they can continue to use the solution.
You know, I find it's very interesting. You mentioned the kind of fee, which sounds rather modest for this kind of software. If a company were to start on their own from the outset to create something like this to handle these issues for themselves, I mean, it would cost them a lot of money, wouldn't it?
It would cost them, we would estimate tens of millions and a number of years to build out a suite the suite that we have. Not to mention the fact that as you build that out, you are continually finding and improving the solution, fixing the bugs. Our solution is now 17 years of maturity and gone through multiple evolutionary cycles, and it's field tested, it's deployed, it's proven. We have over 100 companies that are Gensuite subscribers who have tested it and deployed it, and so we have real life learnings, whereas if you have a new system that you're building, you have to go through all of those challenges.
The other key, it's customizable, right? You can build this for the companies. What kind of reaction have you gotten back from the clients who use it?
Oh, it's been really great feedback, because the key is no matter what industry or business you are in, you want to make sure your operations and your programs are reflected in the application. So we've worked very closely, as Mukund described, with businesses as they launched the tools to ensure that that is reflected. And we're working with companies now such as Amazon and Comcast, Johnson & Johnson, to take those key programs that they have and make sure they're reflected in the tool, and they can use it on mobile devices and very quickly in the field.
I know you were hands-on involved in developing this yourself, weren't you? I mean, this was a big endeavor of yours. What do you see for the future of this software?
Well, we're excited about a few different things. Our 10x growth that we have experienced in the last 5 years really sets the stage for what we believe is our next phase, where we spread the message out more globally across in the US and globally on our solutions.
Right.
And as we do that, we want to also start to go into specialized industry areas where we can build specific solutions for those groups.
And I want to point out the fact that this is available in 16 languages. You said it's available to use in something like 102 countries around the world.
Absolutely, about 120 countries.
120.
And we have about 225 team members across the world that support it in 7 countries.
Well, that's a great story indeed. Thank you so much for telling us all about Gensuite. We appreciate it.
Thank you. On behalf of our subscribers and our team, we appreciate it.
You're welcome. Now it's my honor to present this prestigious award to R. Mukund, the founder and CEO of Gensuite of Cincinnati, Ohio, for the outstanding work his firm is doing to help keep moving America forward. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Doug. It's a great honor to be recognized on behalf of our subscribers and our global team. We appreciate it.
You are welcome.
I'm William Shatner, and for all of us at Moving America Forward, thanks for watching.